Independent voters in Pennsylvania have long wanted to vote in the primaries, and we are one of the few states that still has a closed primary system.
As political editor John Delano reports, that could change in time for next year's presidential primary.
A bill to allow independents to vote in the primary got a favorable hearing in Harrisburg.
And it irritates me that independents can't vote in those elections.
Pennsylvania is a closed primary state. Only Republicans can vote in the Republican primary and Democrats in the Democratic primary. But Senate Bill 300 would change that.
I think it's important that we have as many folks as possible participating in our primaries.
A bipartisan bill introduced by Democratic leader Jay Costa and Republican leader Joe Scarnati would allow unaffiliated voters, those registered in no parties at all, to choose a primary to vote in. Scarnati, who was not available, said, quote, "This bill is a bipartisan piece of legislation introduced with the goal of giving over 740,000 registered unaffiliated Pennsylvania voters the right to participate in the primary election process. In one-party areas, the primary is often the only election that counts," says Pitt professor Kristen Kantak.
People are forced to pick a party, and I think a lot of politicians are hearing complaints from their constituents about that.
What makes Senate Bill 300, the bill that would allow independents to vote in the Pennsylvania primaries, so unique is that it has the support, indeed the sponsorship, of the leaders of both the Republican and Democratic Party in the state Senate. But of course it will take leadership in the state House to make this all happen. Some political leaders don't like the idea of non-party people messing up their primaries. For example,
they'll cross over to the Republican side and pick a bad candidate on purpose.
But Kantak says there's no real evidence that happens. Senate leaders hope to pass this bill in June, but no word on if and when the House will act. John Delano, KDKA News.